Chapter 1192. Eileen said in a serious tone, "Don't panic. Wilbur's skills aren't that limited." Only then did Nancy calm down a bit. However, everyone knew that Wilbur was at a disadvantage at that moment, and none of them could help him at all. There was nothing they could do about that domain. That was also what worried them. The fact that Paige had created such a terrifying domain meant that Paige's skills were far above what they imagined. At that moment, Paige was laughing maniacally as he charged forward without fear. Under his curtain of darkness, his opponent's senses were cut off, so they would only be tortured by him, allowing him to toy with them as he pleased. On his claw of darkness was an intense spiritual flame that had countless runes surrounding it, unleashing terrifying energy. He slashed right down at Wilbur. Wilbur was forced to be on the defensive and was sent flying a few times. Paige laughed as he raised his claw, summoning up his spiritual energy again as lunged at Wilbur. Looking at Paige's maniacal look on his face, everyone had solemn looks. Nancy's heart felt like it was about to jump out of her throat. She could not even breathe properly. At that moment, Wilbur suddenly shouted loudly, summoning up all his spirit energy and solidifying it into a silver bundle of light the size of a fish. After that, the silver light exploded. A formless shockwave exploded outward. Wilbur's 5 senses recovered, and Paige, who was right in front of Wilbur at that moment, had been stunned by that spirit shockwave. Wilbur sneered as he condensed an incredibly violent energy in his halberd and swept it at Paige. The intense crackling of lightning could be heard. Paige quickly recovered from the momentary daze and quickly moved his claw. After they clashed, Paige quickly teleported away. Spiritual energy were a mess circulating in the domain. Paige's clothes were a mess, and the hand that was holding the claw was trembling slightly. He was dumbfounded. Someone had actually broken through his curtain of darkness and almost cut him in half. If he did not have his teleportation, he could have died right there. Paige's expression was no longer as calm as before. He started to look a bit ferocious. That earlier slash from Wilbur had definitely scared him. Wilbur looked at Paige and sneered, saying, "I guess you're quite fast." In truth, he had already thought of a way to break through the curtain of darknesses the moment it was used. The curtain of darkness as something that used spirit energy to suppress a person's senses. It did not just take away one's senses. With his immense spirit energy, a spirit energy shockwave should have been able to break through. However, he acted helpless and let Paige attack him to find a chance to deal a killing blow so he could end the battle as soon as possible. Yet, Paige's teleportation was truly amazing. At a critical moment, it had saved Paige's life, which Wilbur felt was a pity. That person could definitely be considered a strong opponent. However, after a brief moment of fear from Paige, he was filled with anger. As the 7th-ranked assassin in the world, he had never been in such a state. It had always been him playing with his opponents, having them right at the palm of his hands before he killed them and completed his task. He had never fallen for a trap before and had never found his life to be in danger.